This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Regina Lee.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. This morning, I have the owner of Seniors Helping Seniors, Ms. Lynn Musolf. Welcome.
Well, good morning, Regina, and thank you for this opportunity to share our mission with the community.
My goodness, what you do for a living is very near and dear to my heart. My father was in memory care for many years, and that transition from home to there was a difficult thing. So we use services like yours, and now it's my mother. So let's start out first with tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this business.
Well, my background is my education is psychology. My experiences have been hotel management, parish management, a variety of things. I've spent many years doing that. But I want to say what brought me to Charlotte was my mom. Both my folks are in Raleigh, and at the time I was in Wisconsin, and my mother was diagnosed 17 years ago with Parkinson's disease. And so, initially, for many years, she did amazingly well. She managed her symptoms. She was she was always our Energizer bunny. So nothing kept her down. And that carried her for many, many years. But understanding, because we are lifelong learners anyway, our family. So we did our research and read what we could along with my parents. And we knew that there would be a time where she would need more help. And with that, I knew that I needed to be closer.
Yeah.
I will say, with my background, that the education background helped, but really coming down here, working with seniors, helping seniors, working with some extraordinary nurses in the home care industry, care managers, being really exposed to all of that, but most importantly, our clients and how they addressed their challenges. And then our senior caregivers, which is a huge part of our difference between other home care agencies. They came in with, again, life experience, caring for loved ones. And we all had opportunities to see, this might not work, but maybe this will. And we just keep at it. You never give up.
I'm guessing the compassion is very
it is
accelerated because they get it at that age.
They do. And and the other piece to that is that, all of our caregivers have experienced parents and their, those challenges that come with that and the day-to-day challenges that we face. And when you live that, I think that gives you a even bigger heart but an understanding of dignity and independence and trying to preserve as much as you can for your loved one.
I think that's what I've seen in my personal family's journey is that resistance to agreeing they need help. Everybody can see it but them. Right. What does the process look like? Let's say you're the child, like in my example. I'm a grown woman, but we can see that my mother needs help.
We do.
What's the process look like?
So, again, understanding the challenges and then sort of pulling back and, where, again, looking at it is it's not somebody moving in with you. It's not somebody that's going to be around every day. What are I always ask our clients and their loved ones, what is your toughest time of day? Where do you struggle the most?
Wow.
Are you better in the morning? Are you better in the afternoon? Because we can do a 2-hour visit, which is very approachable for most families. It's like, we'll give it a try, 2 hours, once a week, twice a week, something like that. And that introduces them to home care and support. And what's most important is, I think oftentimes we run into families or their loved one who thinks, you're going to put me in a home. I want to stay in my home. It's like, well, we want you to stay where you're most comfortable, but we want you to stay there. Safety first, dignity second.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
It
What
is.
kinds of things are you guys able to do for these seniors?
So most of what we do is kind of under that companion care umbrella, but that is anywhere from, just, it's socialization, just, spending a little time, doing some, taking care of some laundry, changing the bed linens, which
Oh,
is
wow.
something that gets tougher as we get older. And, again, tidying up the kitchen, preparing a hot meal, maybe preparing some things with mom that we can put in, containers or on a plate that she can easily heat up later. So somebody doesn't have to be around all the time. But it's really setting people up for success to live independently with a little bit of help.
Do you have the ability to stay overnight if
We
that's
do.
the
We
need?
go anywhere from 2 hours to 24/7.
Oh, wow. Wow. What kind of qualifications do your senior helpers have?
I will tell you, first is life experience.
Mhm.
And so many of them have come from another career. We have retired teachers, we have some retired nurses, even have a pastor.
Oh, wow.
So, again, a variety, but they've all cared for a loved one. They all have taken care of someone that had, with the ups and downs. They understand those challenges that, arise. You can have a good day, and the next day when you need to get up and get to a doctor's appointment, you're not having a good day. So our caregivers understand, there's some different ways to go about that. It's just like, let me go make a cup of coffee. You go, sit at the side of the bed, and then, we'll help you. Let's get, help you get dressed, but let's start with a little coffee. We've got to get you to that doctor's appointment, but you've got a little time, and we want you to have some breakfast, something like that. So it's just working through their avoidance of some things when you don't feel well. I
Right.
think we're all in that boat.
Well, the companionship, I hadn't thought of that. They do become a little bit more isolated, and
Yes, very much so.
and you made a comment when we were chatting, you don't know what you don't know. And boy, is that true when it comes to this, as the child of just lost my father in memory care and now my mother. You just don't know any of this stuff.
No.
But having someone like you guys to be able to hold your hand and go through it, it's a game changer.
It is. And even thinking of, so many times a fall puts your loved one in the hospital.
Yes.
And then now what do I do? Because she really shouldn't be home alone all day, and so we can maybe we start a little bit more to kind of get her, settled. You might have physical therapy coming and visiting and helping her stay strong. But then we taper off with our services, but we're still another set of eyes and ears to coordinate with the family.
Yeah. So if the person, the senior getting the help in the home, gets attached to one person, are you able to
that
keep
happens
that?
so much?
I'm
We
sure.
do, and I usually try to let people know, look, we do want it. We really look at what we do as matchmaking. We want the client to be as happy with their caregiver as our caregiver is with their client. And they do. There is something so important about that connection. And they become family members.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so we do want that to happen. But I always caution that, look, people have family come into town. People take, vacations. People get sick. I mean, we have those things, and we really do not send our people sick. We're very specific about that.
Right.
So we always want to have a backup. And the way we do that is we would send another caregiver when the regular caregiver is there, and they would just do kind of a little mentoring and, oh, this is so-and-so. She's going to fill in for me while I'm gone for a week next week. Oh, and this is how, our client, this is how she likes this, and this is how she likes that. And she likes a little, little butter with her eggs and something like that. So those are all the unique things that are so important to really provide that continuity of care.
Well, they got to feel comfortable in their own home.
They sure do.
So, that's what I'm sensing with my mother, is that, as you and I were talking, letting someone in your house, in your private space, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Big deal.
And we do our best to put them at ease. And look, we're not gonna take over what you enjoy doing, but what are the things you don't enjoy doing? How can we help with that so you haven't enough, instead of wasting your energy on things you don't enjoy, let's save that energy for things you do enjoy, and we'll take care of the rest.
Well, I love your first question about what time of day is the most challenging for you. And I think, wow, that is the perfect question, because things will come to their mind and they're going to realize, ooh, it would be nice to have some help. Have someone here just to steady me or to make sure I don't fall.
I think for families too that maybe aren't here, so maybe daughters and sons live out of state, and it gives another set of eyes that we can stay connected. It's like, Mom had a great day today. She's got a doctor's appointment coming up. You might want to come down for some of those kinds of things. So we really try to kind of provide that full circle of care for loved ones and their children.
Sure. Well, I'm sure a lot of the people that reach out to you are the children of the one, but you had also mentioned people that, don't have family, and they get to that age.
Many clients over the years that did not have children. There might be a niece that lives, halfway across the country that tries to do her best, but really the day-to-day, they need some help.
Yeah. Are there any misconceptions in your industry that you would like to speak to?
I think the biggest challenge is just that I think we need to stop thinking about it. It's for only the old or very frail. There's a little bit of help that you can have now to just kind of prevent you from falling. I mean, if we can do more fall prevention, you can improve, or again, falls can take people out. That's been our experience over the many years, and it changes your lifestyle. So if we can prevent those before you're taken to the hospital with something broken, that's what we can do. And again, we don't need to be there 8 to 10 hours. We can be there a little bit in the morning and set you up for the day, or maybe it's later in the afternoon and you start, kind of not being as, you don't have the energy you have. And then we can come in and make some dinner and, help with bedtime and tidy up, lock up, and then we're gone. So.
Well, it sounds like everything's so customizable to the
sure
needs,
is.
and
is.
that may change day to day, week to week, obviously month to month for sure. But
flexibility is the name of the game.
Right. So tell us, as we wrap up, what areas does your group service in the Charlotte area?
So we are south of downtown.
Okay.
So we are all the South Mecklenburg County. We are Charlotte, Waverly, Mint Hill, Matthews, Pineville, South Park, and Valentine, all of that area. Mm-hmm.
Do you go into like Waxhaw and Marvin as well?
We have a partner. There's a partner out of Monroe.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, I have such respect for what you and your team do. So, how do our listeners find you, reach you? Share your phone number.
Yep, you can reach us in a variety of ways. Our phone number is 704-573-6838. You can email us at shs.ncinfo@gmail.com, or you can find additional information on our website, which is seniorcarecharlottenc.com.
Well, Lynn, it is a pleasure speaking with you. I love your mission. I love your passion and your story that goes along with what you do now for a living.
Thank you.
I hope to see you soon out in the community.
Thank you so much, Regina. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpsouthcharlotte.com. That's gnpsouthcharlotte.com, or call 980-351-5719.